According to the film's story, a killer with a ghostly face has returned to town. A young woman, Tara, is introduced at the beginning of the film. She is talking to her friend Amber while she is working in the kitchen. There's a call on the landline and the man on the other end wants to talk to Amber, Tara's friend. Tara says Amber is not at home right now. The man scares Tara and tells her to imagine a girl who is home alone, and a man asks her to play games with him while calling her. Tara panics on hearing this and the man tells Tara about a movie. In this movie, the killer calls people that and plays with them. Now this is happening to Tara and she is panicking. She unlocks the security of her house. The man talking on the phone with Tara sends a video of Amber. He sends a video of his friend and asks her to play a game with him. He said, "I would ask you 3 questions. If you answer a question incorrectly, I will terminate your friend." This means that your phone, Tara, has been used by someone else. Tara was ready to play along to save her friend and gave 2 correct answers, but when the killer asked the 3rd question, she gave the wrong answer. The man called to talk to Tara says there are 2 murderers in every movie and says the killer's name. He ends the call saying, "Your friend is dying now." Tara called the police and ran to open the door. As she opened the door, the killer was confronted by the ghost attacking her. He attacked Tara as he entered the house. He stabbed Tara with the knife. Meanwhile, the police arrive, but the killer has escaped. Tara's sister is shown as someone staying with her friend. She used to live in another town and is talking to her friend now. Knowing her sister is aggressive, she runs away to her hometown with her friend. Then Tara's friends talk about her attack. A guy is stalking a girl in his group. He waved to her. They transferred to the hospital for Tara. We show Tara's sister on her way with her friend. She's telling her friends about her town and the killer with the ghostly face, because there was an attack on his sister like those movies. Tara's sister goes to the hospital and meets her friends. She met a friend who gave her information about Tara. He was the son of an adjutant. She meets other friends of Tara and has twins among Tara's friends. She meets her best friend Amber. Amber is the girl whose video was shared with Tara by the killer. They left their room because Tara wanted to see her sister alone. A tearful Tara tells her sister that the killer with a ghostly face has returned to this town. Now he's going to kill us. Then the scene changes and a club is shown. Tara's friends were there and one of their friends was getting into a fight with a man. It was the man waving as he stood by his car. This man got into a fight, so he got out of the club. As he was leaving the club, a man turned on the headlights of the car behind him. He approached the car, but no one was inside. Meanwhile, the killer with a ghostly face comes from behind and stabs him to death. Tara's sister is shown as the one staying with Tara in the hospital. She is sleeping with Tara, but she wakes up to find her friend. He is watching an old movie and wants to know more about the killer. Tara's sister goes to the canteen to buy her medicine. Meanwhile, she sees a man in the mirror. The man asks her to tell her secret and asks her to tell Tara his secret. Suddenly, Tara's sister gets a call from the killer. She took the call and talked to the killer. "Tell him if you have the courage to come in front of me." The killer opened the door and attacked him from behind. Tara's sister somehow escapes the killer and runs to the front desk of the hospital. She found a policeman there and sent the policeman to the cafe, but he found no one there. On the other hand, the adjutant is investigating Tara's friends. She asked Amber some questions because Tara got a call from Amber's phone, but she said she forgot her phone here. The adjutant summons Tara's sister and informs her that you have caused many problems in this town. Now I don't want any trouble for your family and I ask him to stay away from his son. Tara's older sister comes to her and reveals her family's secret. She said that her mother had a relationship with 2 boys when she was a student. One was their father and the other was the man she saw in the mirror. He is a murderer. Tara's sister finds out in her mother's diary that she is the daughter of the man she saw. She said her father heard it when I asked her mother about it. That's why he left her, because our mother cheated on our father. Tara is angry with her sister after hearing this secret. She asks him to leave the room and Tara's sister meets her friend leaving the room. You heard their cover up. He made his friends understand that there was no mistake. No one helped them, so Tara's sister took her friend to see the old town official. The former city officer also refused to help them. As they left, he called his friend Sydney. She's an old survivor. A killer with a ghostly face has come to this town after many years, and he has come because he wants to finish Sydney. The officer tells him about the new killer in town. He asks her to take care of her. Then the officer called his friend. She is now a messenger, an officer recognizing her past. He's ready to help Tara's friend. Tara's friend arrives at Tara's twin friend's house, accompanied by the old policeman. Tara's friends were there and Tara's sister was telling everyone this secret. They talk about murders happening in this city. They talked about murders that are happening as in this movie. Perhaps killers do this because he wants to watch this movie. Everyone speculated about who the killer. One of their friends says the killers are often people without thinking or suspects, and they doubt Tara's sister. Tara's sister takes her angry car. She saw this man again while driving the car. The man says you can't run like that. Tara's sister decides to quit her job. The adjutant appeared in his kitchen and someone knocked on the door. She checked the door with a knife. She found her son there, and he went to the bathroom after telling her to relax. She also goes out to complete her mission and receives a phone call from the killer along the way. He said, "I would kill your son at your house." His mother called the police in a panic. Then she returned home. She called her son, but he was busy bathing. She approached and turned to my house, but the killer ended her on the way, crashed into it. His son announced after bathing, the door opened. It could not be able to close it. Before I could understand everything, the police surrounded the home of Deputy Officer. Tara's sister failed with the old staff of the city and discovered that the killer finished them. The old town officer met his friend who gave the news. They met after many years. Tara's sister called her friend and told her that the killer had killed the deputy and his son. Tara's sister sees the officer placed as Tara's guardian in the hospital. She scolded the officer. Why did he come here to leave Tara alone? She rushed to the hospital with the old officer. Tara also felt in the hospital as if someone was around her. She was going from there in a wheelchair, but the hospital lights were gone. Out of the room, Tara finds the body of an officer and hides it after seeing it. She started calling the police. Someone came to Tara and she attacked that person without seeing it. He was not killed, but Tara's sister's friend came to save Tara while he said, before understanding this situation, the killer go there. He attacked and injured. Meanwhile, Tara's sister called friends and the killer received a call. Then the killer tells Tara's sister that she must choose between her sister or her friend. The killer intends to finish Tara, but then an elevator opens in front of him and has Tara's sister with a former town officer in it. When they got there, they shot the killer and he ran away. Tara's sister and the police officer escaped and reached the elevator. The killer goes there again and attacks the officer. The officer shot the killer with his gun and thought he might have killed the killer. He approached the killer again. He approaches the killer loading his weapon. Suddenly, the killer with a ghostly face finishes off the policeman by stabbing him with a knife. The officer's friend also came to the hospital. She is a messenger and is depressed about her death. The officer's friend Sydney also arrived and was saddened by his death. They meet and decide to catch the killer. They went on a mission. Tara's relationship with her friends is also going well. Tara's sister says she will take her out of town when she leaves, but Sydney and the messenger stop them. They are preventing them from going out of town because they'll be in trouble if they do. Tara's sister ignores them and leaves. Sydney chases Tara's sister while tracking her phone. Tara, her friend and her sister are moving to town, while Tara says her asthma pump stays at home. Tara's sister's friends forbade them to go home. They go home and a party is held by Amber at home. Amber went to the basement to get some beer, and when he closed the refrigerator door, his friend was already there. Amber is scared to see her and her friends suspect her to be the killer. Two of their friends arguing over the party venue. Her friend who left after a fight didn't respond to her text messages. Their friend goes to find his armed friend. The ghost face killer is coming. He attacked the boy. The boy tries to escape, but he is also killed. Meanwhile, Tara, her friend and her sister arrive and the killer runs away, seeing everyone. At the end of the party, Tara's sister invites everyone in. Tara's sister's friend asked her friend about beer. She told him the beer was in the basement. He was afraid to go to the basement, and their friend who went there after the fight also went there. The twins' sister told him, "My brother was looking for you." Their friends go looking for him. Tara's sister is shown receiving Sydney's call. She said that killers often visit where you are. Tara's sister is shocked to hear the news of and thinks about how Sydney found out about her location. Twin sisters watching movies while sitting. The killer attacks him from behind like in the movie. Tara's sister goes there when she screams. She attacks the killer with a lamp to save her. People come and think that Tara's sister attacked me, but Tara's sister dispelled their suspicions. Also to their friend, who went out looking for her friend. She is crying and tells them that their friend's body is outside. His body is injured and they suspect their friend. She said, "I was not guilty of murder." Amber draws a gun and finishes him off by shooting him. She said, "Yes, I know you are not guilty of murder." This means that none other than Amber is the killer. Amber is about to finish off her sister Tara, but her friend took her down to the basement. Tara's older sister tries to go back and save Tara, but her friends forbid her. He claims that in every movie there are two killers. It says the same thing we saw at the beginning of the movie. When the killer talks to Tara, there are always two killers in the movie. Her friends say Tara could be the second killer. Even then, she runs away and gives him a knife to save her sister. As Sydney and the messenger exited their home, Amber screamed. She acts like she's been hurt badly. They understand that Amber is filming a drama. Meanwhile, the informant attacks Amber. She moves in while shooting him. On the other hand, Tara's sister also found Tara. She's tied up in a closet. She remembers what her friends told her before releasing her. It's sad that the second killer is none other than Tara herself. She stopped there to remember that. Sydney enters the house and receives a call from the killer, but she cut the call and opened a room there. Tara's friend's friend is hiding there. Meanwhile, the killer with the ghostly face attacks him. Sydney pushed him away and picked up his gun. Meanwhile, Tara's friend arrives and stabs Sydney. The killers bring Tara and Sydney's sister into the kitchen. They told them they were fans of hit movies. We made this movie to bring back Sydney. They wanted to end Sydney, but Tara's sister told them she didn't end Tara. She has called the police until now. Amber goes looking for Tara. Tara attacks Amber and hits her there. On the other hand, Tara's sister also attacked her friend and ran away. Amber threw Tara away and went back to the kitchen. She meets Sydney and the announcer is coming to the kitchen. She thought she finished them by shooting. There they shot Amber. She fell there in the air after being shot. She was burned. There was Tara's sister's friend behind her, but she attacked her. They fell off the stairs. Tara's friend trapped her, but she saw a picture in the mirror. It was a man who was adultery with Tara's mother. Tara's sister is their daughter. Man asked, "Who are you, your daughter?" Tara's sisters tried to take a knife. "It is located under the table," she said as she picked up the knife. Never consider a murderer's daughter weak. She violently assaulted her friend. She finishes him off by stabbing him repeatedly. Sydney and the messenger come and find out why Tara's sister is doing this. Amber comes to them, who are not dead yet. She attacked them with a knife. Meanwhile, Tara shoots him with a gun. Then Amber. Police are shown to be there at the end. Tara's sister thanks Sydney and the messenger. Then she sat with her sister in the ambulance. That's the end of the movie. Thanks for watching.